Before FUBU became a global fashion empire, it all started in a small house in Queens, New York. No investors, no contacts, no safety net, just a young man with a vision no one believed in. Damon Joan grew up in Hollis, Queens during the 1970s and 80s. Raised by a single mother, money was always scarce. Nothing was guaranteed. From an early age, he understood that if he wanted something, he would have to earn it. He started small, selling pencils, doing odd jobs, finding ways to make money wherever possible. It wasn't about ambition yet, it was about survival. Life in Queens wasn't easy. Opportunities were limited, and the environment demanded resilience. But even so, there was something different about him. He didn't just want to survive, he wanted more. In the early 1990s, something powerful was happening. Hip-hop culture was rapidly growing in the United States. It wasn't just music anymore. It was identity. It was influence. But there was a problem. The culture lacked brands that truly represented it. The streets were creating trends, but it was the big corporations that profited from them. Damon saw what others didn't, an opportunity. Not just to build a business, but to build something that belonged to the people. He started with a simple idea: hats. He didn't have a factory, he didn't have a team, so he transformed his own home into one. Using a sewing machine, fabric, and determination, he began producing the products by hand. His mother supported him, helping to transform the house into a small production space. During the day, Damon worked at Red Lobster, a regular job, just to survive. But at night, everything changed. That's when he worked on his dream. Hours and hours sewing, creating, trying to make something out of nothing. Sleep became optional. Failure seemed constant. The money always ran out. The banks didn't believe in him. The retailers ignored him. To pay the bills, he sold the products directly on the streets. Sometimes he barely made a profit. Sometimes he lost money. There were moments when it could have all ended. Moments when giving up would have been the easiest choice. But he didn't stop. He continued. And then, everything changed. Damon understood something most people ignored: influence. Instead of following traditional marketing, he went straight to the culture. He started connecting with local hip-hop artists, giving them his products, letting them use the brand. At first, it was something small, almost imperceptible. But little by little, things started to change. Artists started wearing FUBU on stage, in music videos, in public. The streets noticed. The culture responded. FUBU was no longer just clothing. It became a statement. For us, by us. A brand created for the people, by the people. And that message spread quickly. Demand began to grow. More people wanted the product, more attention came. But with growth came a new problem: production. Damon didn't have the money to expand. The demand was there, but the resources weren't. So he made a decision that would change everything. He asked his mother to mortgage the house. It was a huge risk. If it went wrong, they would lose everything. But they believed in the vision. With that money, he invested it all in FUBU. Production increased, distribution expanded, and suddenly the brand exploded. Retailers started calling, orders started coming in. The same world that had previously ignored him was now paying attention. By the end of the 1990s, FUBU had become a global phenomenon, used by celebrities, recognized worldwide, generating over $350 million in annual sales at its peak. What started in a small house in Queens had become an empire. But this story was never just about money. It was about vision. It was about belief. It was about persistence when everything told you to stop. Damon Joan didn't wait for the opportunity. He created it from nothing. And that's what made FUBU more than just a brand. It became a symbol of culture, of resilience, of what is possible when you refuse to give up. Because behind every empire, there's a story that nobody sees. And this one started from nothing. Subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.